What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Corona Cast. This is our second episode. Thanks for tuning in. If you didn't catch the first episode, I'm your host, Luke Peter. Just gonna be another solo podcast today. I don't have any guests on. Kind of hard to have guests on when you're in quarantine in your house. Just gonna jump in today on some of the other topics I want to talk about. I saw a post that Joe Rogan put. He's one of my favorites for podcasts, and I like his Instagram too. But he put like a picture of Adam Sanddler still shot from the movie Happy Gilmore, and he like wrote like a post under it saying like, I love Adam Sandler movies, like they're so underrated or something like that. I love every one of Adam Sandler's movies. They're super funny, and I'm thinking in my head when I saw this, like after like a few minutes, I kind of just came to this conclusion. I'm like, he's trying to get Adam Sandler on his podcast, unless he's already had Adam Sandler on his podcast. Like let me check that, because I don't want to sound like a freaking idiot. And somebody's gonna comment and be like, and then I'll have to delete the. He said it 1 week ago on his podcast too, actually. I'm glad I looked that up. So yeah, he put an Instagram post about it, and then he said it on his podcast. So now I definitely think, because what I was going to say was, he put an Instagram post about Adam Sandler. I think he's trying to get Adam Sandler on the podcast, but he's doing it, he's dropping like these indirect clues, like, or indirect cues that like he wants him on the podcast. It's I don't know. I think that's funny, because it's like he's Joe Rogan. He could just ask Kevin Hart for Adam Sandler's number, like, and he'll at least get a yes or no answer directly from a manager or Adam Sandler, I'm assuming. But I'm also guessing they met in public before, and then maybe they're friends. Maybe they're not, though. I don't know what the situation is, but Joe Rogan is, he has really risen through the levels on the podcast. I actually heard a stat about Joe Rogan a year ago. He was making $30,000 an episode. But the crazy thing, I was watching the episodes that he does, because he crank them out on the road. He'd be doing like road shows for his stand-up comedy, because he's got a lot of things going for him. I'd say his stand-up comedy's gotten better too. I wasn't like a fan of some of his older comedy, but the newer stuff I definitely like. And I love his podcast. I always love his podcast. Like, he's a cool guy. I would love to be on his podcast. I think it'd be an interesting guest. Joe Rogan is. I go off on these tangents that I probably need to work on, because it might bother people. But yeah, we'll see. I bet Adam Sandler, like 3 weeks from now, Adam Sandler's gonna be on Joe Rogan's podcast. And what I was saying before was, I read somewhere online that $30,000 he was making per episode, Joe Rogan, and that was like a year ago. So now I feel like it's even more, because his audience has grown. He's just gotten like so many people on in the last like year and a half. I think he had Elon Musk on in the last year. Maybe that was more than a year ago. It was a little bit of time ago. It's crazy. That was what I think actually got him. Like, he's been growing it like since the Elon Musk incident, because that was so crazy. Elon Musk smoked weed live on. I don't know what he was thinking. He lost so much. I think that's just because he's like overworking himself so much. Like, I heard articles about Elon Musk like sleeping on the floor in the Tesla factory, because he's just like this like starved like genius, this genius that just craves to. That's not a good word. Starving. He's just this genius that like craves to do as much as he possibly can, with the like time that he has here. I don't know. I mean, no matter who you are, you gotta admire Elon Musk. Like, you gotta respect his genius. I mean, Tesla's 10 years in the future. Any electric car producer, it's pretty. Elon Musk is gonna be sitting pretty good. And it's funny, because all these people are like talking about Tesla's going out of business. No, not happening. Elon Musk gonna be like a trillionaire, like if he's like alive in 20 years. But we'll see. I think that the world will make it through coronavirus. progress. I think there could be like, I mean, even though there's like riots and stuff, I don't think it's gonna be like countries are gonna be like bombing each other, because that'll be just like domestic civil strife. That won't be like, but who knows? You see these videos just like being quarantined all day. Like I was, the only thing I did with my Easter Sunday was like watch videos, talk to my family, watch videos on YouTube today. I literally, and then I'll make you my podcast. I did a little bit of video editing earlier. I pieced together the clips that I want to put together, and I'm gonna after the podcast I'm gonna try to do some subtitling. Because that's like my biggest part of my editing right now with the vlogs, and that's why I'm not like editing with subtitles for these podcasts. I'm just gonna do, eventually I'm gonna start a Spanish podcast too. I'll just do both. It'll be easy too. So, and it'll be cool with the Spanish podcast. It'll be cool to see like my progression. Like, I mean, not just for other people, but for myself as well. As far as like where, because it's like it's so hard to say like on a rating like where my Spanish is personally. Like I'd say it's like a 6 out of 10. I don't know, but like some people told me it's like a 7 out of 10, and like in that moment, like it might be like, it's like sometimes it's like a 5, sometimes it's like 6, and it's like, I don't know, I'm like somewhere in that range. Because there's so much that I have to learn, and then sometimes I like forget little things too. I'm just like, how did I not, like, or I can't remember, not forget, like it's just I can't remember the word right away, and then I remember it like a few seconds later. It's like, so I was like, I gotta, and also it doesn't help because it's just like being where I'm at. It's just I'm such a magnet for English speakers. I have like this huge group of friends that speak like perfect English, and a lot of them have lived in North America or other places, or travel to other places to learn English. So they like got like good accents. I mean, you guys saw my friend Guillermo, like he lived there in Miami and then in Oklahoma for a little while, for like 15 years or something. So he speaks like an American. If he just told me he's more or less American. He just never got his papers, so I'm always clowning him for that. But I love you, Guillermo. So what else happened today? Yeah, quarantine is really boring. So it's like, I tried to get on Justin Bieber's live stream today, and I hope that I get famous one day, and maybe people go back and watch these videos. But I was trying to get on Justin Bieber's live stream and video chat with him, because I wanted to try to shout out my YouTube, and I'm watching, and every single person he picked, but I can't be surprised, it was a girl. He didn't pick a single, and I was writing. I was like, choose a dude fan, choose a dude fan, choose. He wouldn't do it. So, but and then it was like every other person that he video chatted with was like a girl that like couldn't hold the camera straight, because she was like, and I actually was gonna say something to him that was like of value, and I wanted to tell like some stuff about my life, but I think I'm gonna save that for that kind of platform, because there's like 60,000 people watching his story, or 50,000. I think there's 50,000 people watching his story. So I was gonna shout out my YouTube, and then I wanted to ask him like a couple questions, and then he gave about, the cool thing was he gave every fan like about like 5 minutes, and then he just like kind of like tried to like move on, because he wanted to try to like Snapchat. And I honestly shout out Justin Bieber just for doing that, even though he didn't pick me. But I'm trying to get on somebody else's live chat, because that's like, you can start getting on some live chats with some of these people. I got like, 40,000-30,000 people like watching them live. That's if you could shout your channel out, or I don't know. It's just like my thoughts on like freedom. Like it's like in this day, I can't believe that people pay for marketing in this day of like, I guess it's like convenience sake. I don't know what it is, but like it's like you could do so much marketing on your own, just like through like social media, because it allows you to connect with these like super famous people that are doing making moves, making their dreams come true, living the lives that a lot of us dream to live. I know it's not everything, but I can actually say that I completely love and enjoy my life right now. I wake up every day here and I'm more or less in peace. When my roommates aren't fighting. Yeah, I live with. If I had never mentioned it before, or explained the situation, I think I did another video. I live with my roommate, David, and then his girlfriend, Patricia. And after a month in quarantine with your girlfriend, you're gonna fight. So they're fighting recently. So that's fun. I get to be like the awkward middle third wheel. But apparently she's leaving tomorrow, but she said like she said like 6 times she was gonna leave, and one time she even packed her bags and then she's never left. So that's been what's going on the last like few weeks. Cause well, we've been in like for more than no, yeah, about a month. It's been about a month. So, but yeah, that's what's going on. I'll put. I think I can do it. I could definitely do a guest with David. I'll do a guest with David. I think that will be my next guest. And I can get him to talk about what it was like growing up in Colombia and then in Canada, and like spending like basically he spent half his life in Colombia, half his life in Canada, and he's been here for like the last like 2-3 years, which I think is so interesting. And he's kind of like built like a nice little life for himself here. He's got a finca in Salazar, which is cool. Like some, he's got like a little house on that, and then he has plans to build because it's a bunch of land, so he wants to build a couple other houses and then sell those houses. Actually, I'm gonna talk to him and tell him he should like lease them out on like Airbnb for like parties or something like that, because I feel like that would be like people would like pay to lease out of Airbnb, like especially if you charge a lot, but because like it's like if you already pay for it in cash, it's like why sell it and take a lump sum? You get like 60,000 for the house. They're really nice houses. If you didn't see my video, I uploaded the video model of the houses that he wants to build. So go check that out. It's super cool, super professional. I'm not gonna take credit on that video. Too. This is gonna be like my disclaimer on that video. I did not make that like obviously I made the first part of it, but the second part where the animated real life or real like supposed to be like real life simulated model that was made by somebody else. That was made by his somebody that his business partner hired. He has a business partner that's kind of like helping him out with this project. So that's going to be exciting when those are built. Maybe hopefully I'll have enough money to buy one of those houses, because he says that he's set on selling those houses. So I should probably like write out a list of things to say, but sometimes I can just spurt off things without stopping too much for 25 minutes. So I tried to get onto Kevin Hart's live stream today. Oh, and then later on today, Justin Bieber was live streaming with P Diddy, and it didn't look like he was like taking guests, so I didn't even bother because I'm just trying to get on the live stream. Get on the live stream. Shout out my channel. Get people to check it out. But yeah, I need to find a new place to live eventually. I think my time here and where I've lived is come to an end, because I was supposed to be gone already, but I ended up staying because of the quarantine and because of coronavirus. So my plan before was to move to Medellin, and actually my plan now might be to move to Medellin or another city somewhere. Maybe just Cucuta, which would be like basically where I live. But I haven't really decided. I have a friend who's he owns a few businesses in Cucuta, and he told me that there was this one city. It was like a few hours outside of Bogota. It was like absolutely beautiful, and like it was rural, but like there's like a good amount of people that live there. It has like a few things there, and he said the people are super nice. The air's fresh, and it's like we was like it's just he's like it's super cheap. He's like it's cheaper than Cupertino. Oh, okay. So, but it's like probably more like small time. But and then he said that it was like a real like family like environment. So maybe I'll ask him, and the next podcast I can like. I probably shouldn't shout out that city and just blow it up for tourists that want to go there and have a good time, because he said it's like pretty awesome. He said I'd have a lot. He said I'd get along even better there than I've gotten along here. Honestly, things have gone so great for me here. I can't complain. So I still, I'm in a better situation here with the fact that this country has, I checked like yesterday. I don't know how many cases they have today, but like yesterday, like 2,500 cases, 2,600. So in the U.S. is like the most. So I'm happy I'm here because I don't want coronavirus. But yeah, the virus is. I saw the youngest coronavirus victim was 21 years old. I even found him. I looked him up on. This is gonna sound weird a little bit, but I looked him up on Facebook just to see if he had a Facebook, and then just see like, I don't know, because it puts everything in perspective. It puts a face like to the virus. It puts like a reason why it's important to social distance, why it's important to like stay away from people right now, because it's like there's a lot of young people, especially in the States, that are just like, I don't care, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go there. And then, he's 21, he was a baseball player, he was healthy. Let's see, he was the youngest coronavirus victim to die. But yeah, like normal looking person. I will say he might have been a little bit on the heavier side, but I mean, not really. Like he was probably like, he was built, so he was relatively healthy. Your post article. Cody Leister, he's a baseball player. And the crazy thing is, he kind of looks like a kid that I went to. He looks like a kid named Brock that I went to the university with, who also happens to be from Colorado. And we went to university in Chicago. So, yeah. Oh, and also, like, I think I'm going to start, I can edit videos. I'm going to edit the videos, especially because I'm doing this impromptu, but I'm not going to put subtitles because that is such a tedious process. It takes so long, and I can literally do exactly what I'm doing right now, and like just maybe do like something like mix it up so it's just like a completely separate show, so people that are bilingual can watch both. So but yeah, well, not like it'll be like the same format but just in Spanish, and I'm gonna I'll talk about different things. It won't be like trying to recreate the same episode in English to Spanish, because it's just like I don't want to do that. I'd just rather have two separate shows. I think that'll be and I don't even want to lay out a timetable for when I want to get a following on this one before I go and make the one in Spanish, because that'd be, if I feel like if I have a good audience base, there'll definitely be, especially like Latinos make up a huge demographic in the United States. I mean, maybe 30%. I have no idea. I can't, I'm just blindly estimating based on like the places I've been in the U.S. But yeah, there's definitely a healthy amount of Latinos in the United States. So, but yeah, I kind of wish I went to Medellin like before all this happened. But there's more cases there. I don't know. I heard there's like 100 cases there, and in my city we have 25. Well, technically I live in like a kind of like a suburb of like a lotto, like a larger city. It's there was 1 or 2 cases in this city. I think they were Venezuelans. Or no, the one was a Spaniard actually. He was like extranjero, and maybe he had arrived from Spain and he lived here or something. I don't know how that happened, but I think it like incredibly it didn't spread. So it's good. But the thing is, I saw on the news is that like there was an article in that like Via Rosario was like a ticking time bomb for coronavirus because it's the border and there's people crossing illegally here, and there's an increased like military personnel and presence, and which I actually have video of a little video of the army in Villa Rosario, and then like some of the like normal national police, or they were dressed in a uniform like the regular national police. They were carrying like assault rifles, like the same military grade issued assault rifles that the soldiers were carrying. But there was like both police and soldiers that I saw in Villa Rosario, which that's a good thing. So because they need to keep people from crossing the border both ways. They need to keep people. The Colombians need to stay in Colombia, and the Venezuelans need to stay in. Everyone needs to just stay in their house right now because of what's going on. It's just better for everyone in the long run, or at least like we're protecting. Yeah, it's just better for everyone in the long run. Because the Cody Leister was 21, so and he obviously had apparently no underlying health conditions. Like I said, he just looked like maybe a little bit extra weight, but the bigger guy, like not necessarily like fat. I wouldn't say fat at all. So I'd be interested to know what his blood type was, what his diet was, what his genetic history was, for diseases, other cancers, other all types of stuff that run in people's families, and like just because they don't have it, maybe their dad and their grandpa had it and he doesn't have it, and they're like, oh, he has no medical history, but he had this other condition, and that condition could have been a condition that is really dangerous for people with coronavirus. And but the saddest thing in this, I was almost like, it really like almost brought me to tears watching this video, was that there was like the specific video. There was a couple videos that were kind of like paraphrased or like sort of similar, like where people were saying the same thing. But this specific video was it was like a 13-year-old boy who died of coronavirus, and like his dying days were spent in a hospital bed, like completely isolated from everyone. He just got like to video chat. But at least we get that in 2020, because if this was 50 years ago or even 30 years ago, you wouldn't even, or maybe like I don't know, yeah, like 30, 40 years ago, you wouldn't even have that. So that's the, like, you gotta be grateful that for technology, for like but the thing with technology for me is like, yeah, some of it's necessary, like putting plumbing and housing and electricity and all this stuff that's happened in the last few hundred years, flying like to get places. But there's definitely some negatives with technology. The thing I hate the most about technology, I hate that like when I was like first looking for a job at 16, like the internet was not what it is now. It kind of was, like, so it had already kind of happened, but not completely. It was like a lot of businesses were still new to it and were switching over to it. But yeah, I was looking for a job. This was about like 10 years ago, 2009, 10, 11. Yeah, it was about maybe 15. Yeah. These places that I was going to, some of them had paper applications. Like Arby's had a paper application I remember filling out. But Taco Bell did not. Taco Bell had an online application. And as I was saying, I hate online applications for jobs, because I like to be able to talk, and I'm usually pretty good at talking my way into jobs, because that's how I got like most of my jobs. Was I always like, but I always would try to make it a point, like if I fill out an application, to go in, like try to talk to the manager, like dress up presentable, show them that you're serious about the job. And yeah, I got a lot of work experience, and like most interesting. I could probably talk for forever about some of the like experiences I had with some of the jobs I did. Um, I did an AmeriCorps NCCC program. So if all that stuff's gonna be on pause for a while, and I hate to say it, but I could see if the federal government cutting funds for that those type of things like AmeriCorps, or because of these economic. But I'm not an economist and I'm not an expert, so I can't really say. But I know they were having issues getting the funds before. So now with the absolute crisis that's going on in the U.S., it's like who knows what's going to be funded in the future and what's not, because they're just printing money and giving it out to people so they don't riot in the streets, because that's literally like that $1,200 in the economic stimulus package that everyone that makes under a certain threshold is going to get. It's like, yeah, that covers a month, 2 months. It's just like to hold people over because 3 months without any money because they have to be at home because they can't work their job because the restaurant's closed and they were a server because the other places closed because they were a beautician or hairdresser or something. It's just yeah, it's tough too to see that like so many Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and I always made that a point. Like, I'm not gonna live paycheck to paycheck. I'll just scrape by if I have to. Like, while I'm young and I can just like it's my brother and sister at home. I want to be with my brother and sister. Now they're about to be both gone, kind of, but my brother still comes home a lot, even though he's at college, and then my sister's gonna be going to college soon, but they'll both come home a lot. So, but it doesn't even matter because I'm living in Colombia now. But I'll be home eventually. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever move back to the States for good or not. Or maybe I'll live in another country in South America. I like to just stay living in South America. There's so much beauty and so much to see here. I feel like the Amazon is like half destroyed by the forest fires. Like, everyone forgot about that after the coronavirus started. Yeah, the coronavirus is so weird how the chain of events happen. And then it's like Italy was just hit, and everyone was talking about Italy, and now it's the U.S. It's the U.S. U.S. And it was like 3 weeks ago. Maybe 3 weeks ago. Everyone was talking about Italy. Italy's got like 1,000 deaths. It was like, oh my gosh, the U.S. has 20,000 deaths now. So, but if you put the numbers into perspective, it's like, okay, 650,000 people die every year in. I think maybe it's in the world. No, it's got to be. It's 650,000. I think in just the U.S. die every year of heart disease. So. But yeah, it's just you gotta put the numbers into perspective, and like look and see. It's like maybe if 600,000 people die in the U.S., it's like, well, nobody's talking about, oh my gosh, there's another 100,000 3 months into the year of people that died from heart disease. So, but I think it's like. There is gonna be like a global ripple though from the amount of extra, because everyone's still gonna die from heart disease. Those 650,000 people that die annually from heart disease are still gonna die from heart disease. Those 600,000 people that die from cancer are still gonna die from cancer. And then on top of that, you're gonna have like 1 million people in the world that die from coronavirus. 2 million, 3 million, 4. Nobody knows. We don't know. This is gonna be like, they said that the coronavirus is here to stay. It's gonna stalk us for. That's so scary. So. And this is gonna like change society. So, and it's funny because there's gonna be so many like conspiracy theories, and there'll probably be like evidence to prove that this was set up by the Illuminati or something. Who knows? But like you've already seen the videos going on. Personally, I don't think. If doctors and science is telling us there's not a vaccine for it that we know of, but I don't know. Like I said, it could lie if they really created a virus, and every doctor's on board lying, saying that they can't create a vaccine that has studied this for years. So no, I mean, you ask any doctor, they're going to say they don't have a vaccine. They're working on a vaccine. Maybe they will have a vaccine, and relatively soon, 6 months, 5 months. But I don't think like super soon. So, but like a lot of people are hoping that the cases will just drop off. So, but it's it seems like from what I've been hearing, it's like this virus is gonna stalk us, which is like so scary. So, but yeah, just I pray for all the families that are affected from this, especially like the families that lose people so untimely, like Cody Leister, who had like his whole life to live completely healthy, just totally got blindsided by this within like less than 2 weeks, or like a week, I think that said. I hope I didn't say that wrong. He died, and it just shows that it can happen to anybody. So just social distance. So that was like what his family said, because I watched the interview. Just super sad. So my prayers go out to his family, but like also the families of everybody affected by this, but especially, like I said, the people that are super young that are being affected by this. So I'm just so grateful and like humbled that like there's gonna be knowing the fact that there's gonna be so many people that are gonna like not know what to do because they cannot work and they cannot make money and they have no money. And I'm just so grateful that I came here, and I have enough for the next few months. Like I know I have enough for the next 2 months to live, and it seems like there's gonna be like people going back to work in the next 2-3 months, and then I can always go back to my parents' house, but I think at this point I don't want to live with my parents anymore. I'm 24. It's time to be out and do my own thing. So that's where I'm at, and I've really up to this point built a really beautiful life out here, and I may stay here, I may stay, I'm gonna go somewhere else. We'll see what the future holds. But I watched. My dad sent me a picture of my brother the other day, and he looked so much like me. As of recently, like people said that he looked like me before, and I didn't think so. But now that he's kind of like growing up and he's 20 now, he looks exactly like me. So, that's all the time I have for the day, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Went a little bit longer than I wanted to. Maybe I'll cut some of this out. Like I said, I'm adding edits to these videos, so that's where I'm at with this, because I changed my mind. I want to add edits because just make the video smoother, because I'm improvising a lot of this. I had a couple things in my mind that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Joe Rogan thing. I want to talk about the article that I read about Via Rosario being a taking time bomb. So I had a couple things this time. Actually, the last time I think I had like nothing, almost nothing. Maybe one thing, so this time I had a couple things. So, and then maybe I'll just try to be more on point. But I can also add with the edits, like it's super easy to do. Just add like a picture, of, like when I'm talking about a certain subject, just add like a picture or something. So maybe if somebody, those of you out there that might want to learn English that don't know a ton of English, if you see the picture, it can kind of help you get an idea of what I'm talking about. So then little by little you can learn a little more and more. So not gonna ramble on anymore, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope you catch my next one. Give a like, give a subscribe. Gonna try really soon get that vlog uploaded. I finally have got all the like parts edited, and I just want to add a voiceover, a couple other things to the video, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm posting it tomorrow. But thanks again, guys.